Melissa will let us know when the camera goes on. Okay, Marge. Clerk Paul, would you please call the roll call for the committee of the whole?
Lennon? Here. Roywood?
Here.
Leisure?
Here.
Fate?
Here.
Pabon?
Here.
Ruiz? Irinella?
Here.
Carmichael?
Here.
7 present.
In the mayor's absence, we'll entertain a motion to appoint a temporary chair for the committee of the whole.
I'll make a motion to appoint Alderman Lennon temporary chair.
Second.
Call, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Alderman.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we have a presentation from Waste Management for their services that they provide the city of Berwyn and their future services in the future.
I will give a little introduction into
Okay.
this process, if that's okay. So my name's Ruth. I'm the city administrator. I put on each of your desks 3 different handouts, plus there's also a handout from Waste Management going over their presentation tonight. The first handout I put on there was the request for proposal. We put this out in July. Originally, we had the option of just doing an extension and renewing again with Waste Management, but due to the increase in cost, we thought it wise to go ahead and do an RFP just to see what else was out there, the different garbage companies that are out there, their services that they have. If you will take notes within this, if you can take a look at this, this actually describes, especially when you move from Exhibit B on, it shows everything that the city actually gets within our contract, including all the waste, not just for our residents, but also at our different properties within the city, at our different special events. It includes the extra services that we currently have. We have recycling, we have household hazardous waste and electronics. And if you take note within earlier in there, we also are asking the different businesses that are putting forth their proposals an option to have organics for residents. We asked that the extra cost go directly to the residents if they would like to have that option. And also another option, one of the concerns that we usually get from a lot of seniors and people who have mobility issues is that they have problems getting their garbage out to the alleys, or if they do get it out there, the can can't be turned the correct way, so it's hard for them to get to it. So one of the options that we asked the different companies to look at would be a option for them to do backdoor collection. That would be on page 26, which would describe it, and that would be so they could get it from their back door, so they could just put the waste receptacles by their back door. We asked that the option be given so we could see if it could be provided. What I also included within there, the different handouts, is we had 4 different companies who did submit their bids. We had Waste Management, Groot, Flood Brothers, and SBC Waste Solutions. My staff and I made different calls, and we narrowed it down to Waste Management, who we currently have. They were not the highest. They were in the middle. And also SBC Waste Solutions, who was the lowest bidder. Feel free to take a look at that. There's all 4 companies there. And then I also did a handout with just putting side-by-side Waste Management and SBC. So the way that we are moving forward with this is tonight we have Waste Management here to present to you to go over their services that they have currently and how they would like to move forward with the city of Berwyn. At our following council meeting, at the Open Committee of the Whole, we will have SBC do a presentation also for staff. The staff has invited them so they can make the presentation to council. Then on the first meeting on October, I will go ahead and put forth a communication to council, and I will have two options on there for council to choose which of the two companies they would like us to move forward with a contract. That is, if there's any suggestions, otherwise, please reach out to me and I will discuss them with you. But that is how we've decided that it would be easiest to move forward and to have the best education for all of us to hear the different options out there so that we would know what we would be committing to. Thank you so much. And I will introduce, we have Vaughn Kirschner. He's the service representative that we have from Waste Management currently. Many of you know him already as he has attended many of your aldermanic meetings that you have for your residents. He's also come here to City Council on many occasions. And I know he's handed out his business card in case anyone ever needed to contact him directly. So I'll leave it to you, Vaughn. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Alderman Lennon, and good evening to City Council. It's a pleasure to be here. Again, my name is Vaughn Kirschner. I'm Waste Management's public sector rep for the City of Berwyn. Also with me is Chris Disbro. He's our Senior District Manager, as well as Paul Gruchowski, our District Manager. They manage the site, which we'll be talking about, where Berwyn's materials go to. So just wanted to share that with you. For the next several minutes, I'd like to share some information with you about waste management and why we are the best choice for the City of Berwyn. As Ruth said, all of you should have received a folder like this with a copy of the presentation in it. So if you'd like to follow along on that, you can. Sometimes the print on the presentation gets a little small. Also in there is a one-page summary of the presentation as well. It's this page on the right of the folder, and I encourage you to go over that. It's just a quick summary that highlights everything. First slide I'd like to start off with is just a quick overview of waste management. There's a lot going on in this slide, and I'll let you, at a later point, look at it more closely, but just want to touch base on a couple things. Waste Management is the largest environmental solutions company in the country. Our focus is on sustainability, and one of our core mission statements is sustainability today for a better tomorrow. As part of that focus on sustainability, we are investing significant dollars in new and upgraded recycling infrastructure and also in renewable energy recovery, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Waste Management has 49 residential single-stream recycling processing centers in the country. In 2019, a state-of-the-art recycling processing facility was opened in Hodgkins. Berwyn's recycled materials are processed there. And this is also a R&D facility for our company where we test new equipment and processes. So we're very excited about that opening. Waste Management has over 49,000 employees nationwide, and interestingly, 20 of our employees live in the City of Berwyn. So I wanted to share that with you as well. So the benefits of staying with Waste Management. Waste Management is Berwyn's longtime trusted partner. We've been servicing the city, can anyone guess how long? We've been servicing the city for over 35 years, a long relationship. Waste Management hauling site that services the city is located at 5050 West Pershing Road. Not far from here, is it? It definitely gives us, this close proximity allows us to respond quickly to any need that may arise. It also allows Public Works to use that facility and get back to whatever they're doing. So we feel very good about that as well. And that is the facility that Paul and Chris manage. Waste Management is ready to provide a seamless transition since our equipment, drivers, and routes are all in place. Everything's set to continue on servicing you for another 5 years with this great relationship. Waste Management is the largest, most financially stable environmental solutions provider in North America. Our resources allow us to provide gold standard insurance to protect our customers like the City of Berwyn and provide consistent, reliable, quality service to our customers, no matter the circumstances. Waste Management also offers the city peace of mind indemnification. I think this is something that is often overlooked and I think very important to a city like Berwyn. So peace of mind indemnification, that their waste is managed in full compliance with all regulations, whether they be local, state, federal, anything like that. Again, I think that's very important. And I just love this graphic because it just really shows that, you know, because we are a national company, the city has the local support not only of the site at 5050 West Pershing, their team, it has the support of 8 other operating divisions in the Chicagoland area. That's 8 operating in the Chicago, as well as nationally any of our other market areas should the need arise. So hopefully Berwyn would feel well assured that we'd be able to take care of any of their needs, no matter the circumstances. Yes, this is a picture of some of the Berwyn drivers, not all of them. And they take great pride in servicing the City of Berwyn. We have a very experienced team. Total 192 years servicing Berwyn. So 192 total years experience servicing Berwyn. They know Berwyn's streets, alleys, neighborhoods, and residents. This type of driver experience is invaluable, especially with Berwyn's alley service. Berwyn's alleys can be challenging to navigate, especially in winter. But Waste Management's training, experience, and focus on safety allow us to safely provide best-in-class service to your residents. Safety is a core value for Waste Management. New drivers go through extensive safety training before they are on the street. And then safety training continues on the job, including daily safety briefings. Safety is part of our culture at Waste Management. We want our drivers and our customers to get home safe every day. WM's fleet is powered by compressed natural gas, or CNG. We've had this in place now for 6 years, 5, 6 years. CNG is a cleaner burning fuel producing less carbon emissions and thereby improving air quality. It is also a quieter operating, or I should say CNG allows us, or our vehicles that run on CNG are also quieter than diesel operating vehicles. Waste Management made the commitment for several years ago to make the change to CNG. Currently, our company as a whole is approximately 60% transition to CNG. Yes.
Everyone at this facility, 50/50 West Berkeley, we are 98% CNG.
And now, one of our initiatives as a company, we are working at capturing renewable natural gas, RNG, from our landfills for use as fuel in our fleet. Every truck that we operate has an onboard computer, drive cam, and backup cameras. Drive cam is one of the safety innovations in our trucks. The camera is mounted in the cab and has cab and street-facing cameras. It engages with any sudden movement to capture and identify risks as they occur on the road and respond to the driver with real-time coaching. And this is a very, very valuable tool. One of the things that we will introduce with the new contract is something called Smart Truck, and you can see a picture there. What Smart Truck is it is a truck that has multiple cameras on the truck that are used for real-time service verification and identification of recycle contamination, among other things that are listed in the presentation. The city staff will have access to all the pictures, and this will improve our service that WM provides to the city and the residents. So we're very excited about the introduction of this as well. This slide gives a quick snapshot of just some of the services that we provide the city, and just like to quickly go over them. Of course, residential trash recycling, yard waste, 196 trash and a 64 recycle. Recycling education, or the program, as many of you know, because I've been at your ward meetings, Recycle Right. We implemented that a number of years back, and it's really helped educate the residents on recycling right and reduce their contamination. At your door, I'll discuss that a little bit more on the next slide. That is really a great success story for the city. Bulk items, we do one per week per resident at no charge. Subscription organic collection, that'll be a new service offering. City facilities and special events, we have 16 city locations and 12 special events. We sponsor the Berwyn shops. In other words, we provide toilets and garbage service for that, as well as we sponsor the Veterans Lunch each year. I just wanted to share that with you as well. Waste Watch, some of you may be familiar with this. This is a community watch program that we formally set up several years ago. Your police, I don't know if it was the chief or one of your police men came to our site, met with our drivers, and we formally set up a reporting procedure. So our drivers are on your streets daily. So if they happen to see anything that is out of the norm or someone in distress, they have a way to contact the city to let them know that something is going on and to help that person. We have the Berwyn website, a specific website that we developed for the city, and working with Ruth and the publicity team, I understand it is very well used by the residents, and we keep looking at trying to improve that as well. Natural disaster assistance. There have been several floods over the years, and during those times, Waste Management has stepped up and picked up extra material that is in the alleys that the residents have had to get rid of because of the damage done by the flood. So we have been there to help out the city and the residents during those times. Yes?
If you're not going to, coming up soon, talk a little bit more about subscription organic selection.
Sure, I
Could
can
you
do that.
elaborate?
Sure. Question was, can I talk a little bit more about the subscription organics program? As you know, part of the services is yard waste. It goes from April through December. And what we're doing is piggybacking a subscription organics program where the residents can call into Waste Management, set up the service, and all they need to do is rent a cart, and they can combine the organics and the yard waste in that cart. And the reason that we ask them to rent a cart is because we already have, unfortunately, a rodent problem here. If you start putting organics in with the yard waste in, say, bags or what have you, it's just going to become more of a problem. So we requested the residents, if they want to participate in this program, rent a cart. As far as the organics collected, they can put it in, like I said, with the yard waste in that cart, loose, not bag, and we'll take breads, vegetables, anything like that, but no meat or bones or paper products.
So when you say cart, will they be very similar to the bins that we have now?
Yes, yes.
what will the rental amount be for that monthly? Is that a monthly charge?
Yeah, it's a monthly, I think it's like $4, it's in the actual proposal, I apologize, I don't know offhand, but I think it's like $4 a month. Any other questions on that? So we feel it's a very easy program, and again, you can use the cart for both organics and the yard waste. Some of the other services that aren't on here, the senior discount, the 10%, the Christmas tree pickup, which is the second and third week of January. We do light bulb and battery recycling service for city locations. We do up to 250 20-yard roll-offs at Public Works annually. We have a $10,000 annual community support donation that we will continue. We've been doing that and we'll continue to do that. We've set up individual non-billing accounts for each resident address, because this is a one-bill contract. In other words, we bill the city and the city bills the residents. This, I feel, is very important. And we set this up about a year ago, I think it was, maybe 2 years, because we are able to now track services better. If a resident has a need or a cart or wants to set up organic service, they'll have an individual service non-billing account set up where we can identify 123 Main has had all these different maybe services, or they've had a missed pickup or something like that, and it'll be on that specific account. So I think it's better customer service for the resident. And then also we can provide the city with better tracking and reporting as we go forward. The other thing too, as Ruth mentioned in her summary, is backdoor service. We will continue to work with the city in identifying those individuals that truly need the backdoor service. We can provide that. We'll continue to partner with the city, communicating and educating residents. Many of you have had me out to your ward meetings. I've attended senior luncheons. We've gone to events. Just trying to help residents understand about our services, and then also especially they have a lot of questions about recycling. And we try and do any printed material in both English and Spanish, and as well, any resident calling into our customer service line, we have Spanish-speaking agents if they wish. As I mentioned, I just wanted to take a minute and talk to you about, like I said, I think a real success story for Berwyn, and that's the At Your Door Special Collection Program that we started with this current contract. If you're not familiar with it, it's truly an at-your-door service for household hazardous waste and electronics. Since its introduction in 2018, actually we started a little bit earlier than the actual contract date, Waste Management has collected 329,000 pounds of material from Berwyn residents. Just think of that, that's a lot of material. And of that 329,000 pounds of material that we collected, 92.5% was recycled. So this is truly a recycling program. And before, much of this material either stayed in garages and basements and, being potential fire hazards or what have you, or, the Public Works Department, or maybe even you found it in alleys and, along the street. So again, I feel this program has been a real success for the city. It is an unlimited program, I just wanted to point that out, and very easy to use. As a current hauler, Waste Management knows the true cost to service the city of Berwyn and its residents. The city offers its residents a full scope of services. There really isn't much more out there that I can think of that you could offer the residents as far as services. It is a very well-rounded package. I understand price is important, but it isn't always the answer. Service is just as important, if not more important, but quality service does come at a cost. I've lost contracts over the past couple of years when it's been based on price. And when I follow up with those contracts that I've lost, which I always do, one of the first things they tell me is that the service is not the same. At Waste Management, we pride ourselves in our service. And these gentlemen can attest, we try and do the extra, the little extra, and that goes a long way with residents and our customers. I just wanted to point out too, doesn't it make you pause to think that the two national companies, Waste Management and Groot Waste Connection, had similar proposals, and the two smaller independent local companies had similar proposals. In fact, one of the independent is an offshoot of the other. Just kind of makes me stop and think a little bit. There is no doubt that you have a major decision in front of you. Let me summarize the benefits of staying with Waste Management. And if you want, you can follow along. I'm just going to go through this. Uninterrupted service. As I mentioned earlier, Waste Management's trucks, carts, drivers, and routes are already in place. Our facility at 5050 Pershing Road is in close proximity to the city and allows us to quickly respond. I put in here, it's actually, I went on Google, it's 3.9 miles or 13 minutes from City Hall. The clean fuel that CNG is, Waste Management fleet is powered by compressed natural gas for improved air quality and, like I said, quieter service. These trucks operate quieter than a diesel. Waste Management has the necessary resource to continue to provide Berwyn and its residents consistent, reliable, quality, safe service. And I put some things down here I just want to go over. So 12,600 plus homes, 5-day-a-week service. In other words, we're in your town 5 days a week to service those 12,600 homes. 3 services during yard waste season, so garbage, recycle, yard waste. 9 trucks are in your town on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 18 trucks on Wednesday. All the city facilities and special events that the city has. As I mentioned earlier, Waste Management has the resources and the history and the experience to service the town of Berwyn, or continue to service the town of Berwyn. Now, looking at all that service, Waste Management has a 99.9% service accuracy. 99.9% service accuracy. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. But I think also how we recover is just as important when we make those mistakes. As I mentioned, 35 years, we have a strong history and a strong relationship. I feel we have a very good relationship with staff. I feel I have a good relationship with the council. And we have some good relationships with the residents as well. We're a trusted and proven service provider without a risk of transition. When you transition to a new hauler, you always have some issues that come up. And just in closing, you know, we feel it is a privilege to service the city of Berwyn and its residents, especially for 35 plus years. We appreciate the opportunity to continue as Berwyn's environmental solutions partner. Together we can build a more sustainable tomorrow for Berwyn. And we would just want to say thank you for the consideration of our proposal. And I will take any questions that you may have at this point.
Council, Alderman, do you have any questions?
I have a couple questions. So first of all, Vaughn, I want to thank you. I've only been in this position 6 years, but the time I've been here, I really appreciate the quick responses to inquiries, whether that's an email, a text, or a phone call, in regards to concerns that my residents have, right? So I really appreciate that. I think that's a strong, it shows the care that you have for the relationship that you have with our community. Couple things that how long do you plan on being at that location on Pershing? Is there any conversations about moving? Or do you have a lease, do you own, like how long will you be there? Because I know through different conversations that that location is very advantageous for us as a city. That's my first question. My second one is there any conversation, the biggest complaint that I get from my residents is that when recyclables are unloaded onto the truck, there's a lot of things that don't reach the truck and end up falling to the waste lines, and then there's more debris in reality after recyclable pickups. I experience it every week. It happens. One thing that I saw really interesting, I don't remember which municipality it was, but I do know it was not Waste Management as company that they use. But what I saw on their truck was that when they lifted, so that when the bin goes into the container, the rubber thing catches everything and deters it from falling to the wasteline. I thought that was pretty interesting. Is there any conversation about possibly doing that? Because then I think that would really make a lot of our residents happy.
Sure.
And then the last question, oh my God.
You're gonna make me remember all these, huh?
Well, while you work on those two, I'll try and remember my.
It's on
last
video.
two, because it went right over my head already.
Well, try and remember yours, and I'll try and remember your first two. The first one, as far as our site at 5050 West Pershing, we've been there a long time, and I have no knowledge of us leaving there.
No, I've been with WM for 33 years, been at that site. All in the 33 years, some 9 historic different points that we built the Mecca there, as we like to call it, the Midwest Mecca. That site is going nowhere. We own it. We own the transfer station. It's been here since, at least I know, 33 years, and then some beyond that. It was called CID at one time, State Cleanware. It's been 5 or 6 different names. Don't actually know. No doubt about that.
So hopefully that answers that question. Second question, as far as recycling, that kind of, concerns me, what you're reporting as far as recycling falling outside, and, Paul's here, that he'll take that back. Some of the things that we try and do, especially with, as everyone knows, it seems to get more and more windy in the last couple of years, and that's a struggle for our guys too. And of course, we don't want recyclables bagged, right? That's one of the big things we talk about. So we often tell our guys when they're leaving the yard is only fill your recyclable bucket up half full during these windy days, and hopefully preventing that type of blowing. And if there is significant blowing, the driver's responsibility is to pick up, anything that he can. So I'm sure Paul heard what you had to say about the rubber mechanism. I'm sure we've looked at those, but he's heard that, and he can take a look at that as well.
Okay, and then my last question is, my own personal opinion is that there's a lot of confusion with the totes, right? Because many of them are exactly the same color, recyclable and waste, except with a tag that says recyclables only. So in my ward, which is predominantly tenant based, I find that recyclables can build up because they're not going to pick it up with plastic bags or waste and recyclables mixed. Has there been any talk or conversation about potentially changing those lids to another color so it's easy to identify and differentiate? Or just swapping them out? I notice other municipalities have different colors for recyclable versus waste. I know that's a huge cost to consider, but maybe just possibly changing the lid would be helpful.
Sure.
Moving forward is something I'd like to
Yep.
see if there's any feasibility.
Well, the
to
carts
that.
should be different colors,
Should be green
so,
and yellow, but if it needs to be changed,
There's a lot in my ward, they're the exact same color, and the only thing that differentiates them is there's a white label with black lettering that says recyclables only, which a lot of them are worn and torn from the climate, right, and about the years of use. So it's very hard to read them, so a green tote is a green tote, right?
Yeah,
So it
they should be
pays
different
attention to that.
colors,
Yeah.
because, I mean, that just becomes confusing for the residents and calls to you. So what I'd like to do is, you know, maybe afterwards or another time, let's just get together and talk about that, because they should be different colors.
The other department can swap out with the council.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you once again for being here and sharing with us. As you know, you've come to one of our ad hoc rat abatement committee meetings, and I think one of the big questions that folks had on that committee were about supporting residents, especially when maybe tops have been torn up or there's been damage. We know that that's an easy way for rodents to get access to food, and in some areas of our city, there's definitely residents who don't know that they can get multiple carts, right? Or, there's still a disconnect on getting services in terms of even replacing things or getting things fixed. What are you all able to do maybe to kind of, is there an opportunity as we look at this new contract to sort of look at a refresh with our city to try to help us get our residents on track, get new carts, get new lids, just get us to a good place. I try to walk every once in a while. I know I send you lists and stuff, and I'm sure residents reach out to you directly, but it would be nice to have sort of a strategy for that as we are looking to, tackle multiple issues by doing this.
Sure.
Just before you start, I had a similar question and was wondering how that would relate to this smart truck and if that would kind of play a role in the Alderman's question.
Yeah, the smart truck, again, is just being rolled out within our company, so that is going to be able to identify a lot of different things, whether, a lid needs to be repaired, a cart needs to be repaired, cart is the same color, all these different types of things, as well as, contamination and whatnot. We have been working with many of you and with Ruth and even Bob, identifying those carts that need to be, whether swapped, repaired, whatever. Unfortunately, the squirrels love them around here. I mean, it's just incredible. And the squirrels are actually the ones that make the holes, and that lets the rats in and so forth. And as we have been swapping them over the last several years, Paul and his team, we've been identifying the carts with just a numeric address. So sometimes carts have a tendency to walk. And, all of a sudden, someone down the block has 3 carts, and someone's missing a cart. So those are the types of things, too, that hopefully Smart Truck will be able to do. As far as replacing, a lot of carts, that's a big expense. But we'll be able to, like I said, repair, swap, swap out ones that are the same color, or at least get the lids changed.
Yeah.
We'll definitely work with you on it.
Yeah, and I think it's just thinking about how can this be more strategic citywide to figure out, is there a way for us to have some sort of plan through whether it's getting additional cans for residents that maybe don't have enough, maybe they just have one right now, they don't know they can get them, or folks who have damaged cans because we know that there could be leakage and spillage, when garbage is getting dumped into the truck, but it also can just be that folks don't have enough space to put their garbage, right? And so, there's plenty of studies. I know Alderman Carmichael's been looking at things around that issue, but I think, if we equip our residents and maybe we have some sort of strategy from you all, if you could come up with something of, this is what I think you all should do, and this is how we can collaborate to make it happen, it would be nice to have that, to get the community on track with waste.
Sure. I mean, one of the things that I feel we have done very well together is work on issues and come up with strategic initiatives, things like that, and how to take care of these types of issues and help the residents out. So, yeah, by all means, I'll be happy to work with Ruth and staff and you to try and come up with some kind of plan.
I think that's one thing is really look at is how do we educate our residents? We have a lot of, say, two flats where there's a lot of moving in and out. So a lot of times landlords won't kind of give them, the grid and what they need to do. So then they, start off with bad behavior. So at that point, we try as elected officials to help with that. But how can we get that information out on a regular basis to our community so they understand how to recycle, what's acceptable, and then the services that are provided here as well.
Sure. And that's a great question. I don't know if, Ruth, if we have a new or a move-in packet or anything like that that goes out to new residents, but, I mean,
So our compliance desk downstairs on the first floor with our building departments, anytime that someone comes in, that they're about to be transferring a property, the new owner gets a welcome packet, and we've also updated our website so it also has that information for a welcome packet, and which included especially is our services for waste management. So
The missing part is the renters, the people that are in two flats. That somebody that purchases a house is going to get the welcoming kit, the others are not.
sure.
Okay. All right, any more questions? Okay, thanks, Vaughn.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
appreciate it.
So that is it. We just need a motion to come out of cow.
Second.
We got first by Ruse and second by Arnella. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. See you at 8.
Same thing.
Alicia, I apologize for not calling you back. I had a budget meeting this afternoon.
I got it. What I'm talking about, make sure it is off, so.
I have a problem if you're gonna have some time, a big problem.
he wants to pass through.
I understand.
Careful.
I have things take a peek and see what they sent you?
They haven't sent anything yet.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know either. Sounds like Delgado stuck you with it.
Thank you very much. are you? Good, how are you? Good. What? Yeah, I gave him the papers, he signed it, and Marge was able to witness it and notarize it for us. And hello.
Thank you for introducing yourself. I appreciate it.
Thank you, of course. Hopefully we'll see you in some of our meetings.
Just to the left.
Okay. Thank you.
I think we're close.
They say they can't go along. That guy was looking at that thing.
Gonna drink that? You don't know who put that there. You're not a very suspicious soul. Yeah, we'll be. Instead of murders in the building, there'll be murders at City Hall. I'll start my own podcast.
Clerk Paul, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Lennon.
Here.
Wywood.
Here.
Leisure.
Here.
Fate.
Here.
Pabon.
Here.
Ruiz.
Here.
Aaronella.
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
8 present.
In the mayor's absence, we would entertain a motion to appoint a temporary chair for this evening's council meeting.
Motion to appoint temporary chair Alderman Lennon.
Second.
So motion is second to appoint Alderman Lennon as a temporary chair. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Good evening. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we keep our men and women in the streets in your prayers, along with remembering 9/11? Thank you. Thank you. If there's anyone for the audience that wants to speak at open forum, please state your name and address. Come to the podium.
Hello, I'm John Dunleavy, 3744 Clinton Avenue in the First Ward.
John,
And-
how do you spell your last name?
Last name Dunlevy.
Thank you.
And I have copies of the letter I'm going to read. So I'm here representing the Berwyn Tree Canopy Initiative. We're a community group advocating for increasing our tree canopy and improving the care of trees in our city. And Temporary Chair Lennon and other members of the City Council, we understand that the city's Parkway Tree Program has received a very healthy number of requests for trees for this year's fall planting. We look forward to the city sharing the details, including how many trees get planted and what species. And we note that the details of the spring planting have not been published and that those trees have not yet been added to the interactive tree inventory map GIS application that is linked from the city's website. There's always more to do. Every tree planted is progress, and we would love to see the city tracking, sharing, and celebrating that progress. We also want to congratulate the City of Berwyn on being selected one of 25 recipients of the 2023 Green Region Grant Program. That was announced by ComEd and Open Lands in August, and we're looking forward to updates on that project. And then finally, we wanted to talk about the Tree Canopy Initiative, and we received our own grant for tree planting in parts of the 6th and 8th wards. That's happening this fall. And the planting will be happening on Saturday, October 14th, centered around St. Mary of Cell Church. And we would love to see the community come out and volunteer or support that tree planting. And we'll have additional details and a sign-up form on our Facebook, Berwyn Trees, very soon as the date gets closer. And then finally, also wanted to just mention that we will be out at the 2nd Annual Hispanic Heritage Month Parade and Festival on Sunday, September 24th. And we're really looking forward to talking to our neighbors about trees. So thanks a lot for your consideration.
Great, thank you. Do you have a copy for Clerk Paul? Thank you. Okay, ma'am.
My name is Judith Vesley. I've been a resident of Berwyn for 71 years. My house is a 101-year-old bungalow, and I have some problems, and that's why I'm addressing the council tonight. 6 years ago, I had a roof installed, the third one that I've seen go up on my house. And I hired Western States. They were licensed and bonded and insured. I made sure of that. And it was a tear down of 2 previous roofs. They did the job, and needless to say, I kept complaining to them, I see white spots on the 2x6s in my attic, and I'm worried that it's mold. Well, needless to say, I had it tested. It's not fungi, it's spores. And the roofer, I told him, I said, I believe the vents are too small for the attic. He says, according to your space, 1212, it's adequate. However, the first two roofs, I could see the light of day where the attic floor and the roof meet. And that was called edge vents. They installed it without edge vents, causing the spores to form. My attic is full of it. It's going to the deck. They denied it. And needless to say, when I gave them my final payment, they have on their contract, your 10-year workmanship warranty begins 5 years from Western States and 5 years from Owens Corning. Now, I called Owens Corning about this, and they said they never had a 5-year warranty on workmanship. So that in itself is fraud. This company put it in there, black on white, that I have this with Owens Corning. All I have with Owens Corning is for 10 years of shingles that they manufacture. Now, I got from Western States the other day, you had the roof put on March 9th of 2017, actually March 6th. Why didn't you notice that there were no edge vents? I am a lay person. I have no idea what an edge vent is. How am I supposed to know? So I was here getting roofers, contractors from downstairs, and a lady approached me that works at Romex Terra Construction Company. And they were out, and it was funny because the manager, the big boss, and the worker all gave me different prices. They were going to give me complimentary peroxide, they were going to give me this, they were going to give me that. And now I got a bill, or an estimate, of $5,550.93. And I asked them, do you give a warranty? No, we don't. Well, this is a heck of a lot of money with no warranty. And I said, why don't you write your contract, not in Greek, but so I could understand it. Install roof vents, $2,000. Clean spots, $2,000. You know, just spell it out for me, and a total. And he said, no one ever complained about our invoice being written in Greek. He did not get back to me. Before I would sign something with no warranty with this amount of money, and I can't even read it, that would not be too wise. So I'm addressing the council tonight, wondering if anybody ran into problems like this, and what do I do? It appears I'm going to have to hire legal to straighten this out, which is more money. I am a senior, 84 years old, on a fixed income. Where am I going to get this money? And I'm getting other roofers to come out. It might even be higher. Anybody have any ideas? What do I do? Now, Berwyn is 90% bungalows. I can't be the only one with this problem. And of course, I asked my neighbor, do you have spots on your lumber? I don't go up in the attic. Well, out of sight, out of mind. You understand? And I had somebody come out that was referred, a contractor, and he said, I would charge you $3,500 to clean it, but there's no warranty. And if I were you, I would do nothing. Well, spores are the precursor of mold. I got a problem. What do I do? Any suggestions?
If you want, you could leave your name and number, and then we can have somebody get back to you on that.
And how do I arrange that?
If you stay after council, I'll get your
Okay,
information.
fine. I thank you for listening.
Sure.
And I hope your bungalow doesn't get these spots. Leopards have spots, but bungalows shouldn't.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Any other comments or? All right. Let's move. Clerk Paul, can we move to C1?
C1 are the minutes of the Berwyn City Council regular meeting of August 22, 2023.
Be my motion to approve the city council minutes of the regular meeting of August 22nd, 2023.
Second.
We got a motion by Fate, second by Pabon. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, D1.
D1 is a communication from Public Works Director Robert Schiller regarding recommendation to award design and construction engineering for the Ogden Avenue water main, sewer, and roadway improvements.
It'd be my motion to concur with Director Schiller's communication to approve the City of Berwyn staff's recommendation to award Phase 2 and 3 engineering services for the Ogden Avenue water main, sewer, and roadway improvements to Christopher Burke Engineering for an estimated fee of $1,062,630.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Arenella. Call the roll.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, D2.
D2 is a communication from Director Schiller regarding the 2023 pavement markings recommendation.
It'd be my motion to concur with Director Schiller's communication to approve staff recommends award of the 2023 pavement markings contract to the lowest qualified bidder, Superior Road Stripping, for the amount of $140,797 plus a 5% contingency.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Arenella. Clerk Paul, call the roll.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
7
Motion-
ayes.
Motion carried. D3.
D3 is a communication from Mr. Schiller regarding the 2023 roadway crack filling recommendation.
It'd be my recommendation to approve Director Schiller's request to approve staff recommended award of the 2023 crack filling contract to SKC Construction for the amount of $81,600 plus a 5% contingency.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Arenella. And we need a call to roll.
Lennon? I'm sorry, Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
7 ayes.
Motion carried. D4.
D4 is a communication from Mr. Schiller regarding a recommendation to award the 2023 residential luminaire replacement project.
It'd be my recommendation to concur with the Director Schiller for staff recommended award of project for the 2023 residential luminaire replacement to the lowest qualified bidder, Lions Electric, with the bid amount of $138,833.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Roywood. We need a call to roll.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
7 ayes.
Motion carried. E1.
E1 is a communication from the Berwyn Development Director, David Hulsberg, regarding the 2023 quarterly report.
Members of council, I'm happy to present you our 2023 second quarter report, giving you an update on the Berwyn Development Corporation's activities during this segment. I'm sure that you'll take the time to go ahead and read it, and should you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and contact me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I move that we accept the 2023 Berwyn Development Corporation quarterly report as informational.
Second.
Motion by Leha, second by Roywood. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. F1.
F1 is a proclamation from the mayor honoring Gina Tremonte. Whereas 46 years ago, Gina Tremonte purchased a storefront on Roosevelt Road and Oak Park Avenue in Berwyn for $9,000 and established the infamous Gina's Italian Ice. Whereas using a recipe she learned back in Italy, she started making Italian ice lemonade by hand and selling scoops and small paper squeeze cups for 15 cents each, Stop me if any of this is wrong. Whereas, as word got out about Gina's cool and refreshing ice spread around the neighborhood, more flavors were introduced. Each flavor was still made with the original recipe, handmade daily with fresh fruits bought from local markets. And whereas Gina's Italian Ice is open from May to September, weather permitting, and has been recognized in numerous Chicago newspapers throughout the years, in 2023, the community will be sad that Gina will no longer be making Italian Ice by hand each day when they close for the season. And whereas Berwyn Chamber would like to celebrate your milestone with a certificate of recognition for 46 years, and therefore, I, Mayor Robert Lavero, along with esteemed council members, do hereby congratulate Gina Tremonte on 46 years in business by proclaiming September 12th, 2023 as Gina Tremonte Day in the city of Berwyn. We wish you all the best in your retirement.
Thank you.
Gina's Ice.
The Berwyn Development Corporation is also presenting you with this recognizing 46 years. You're welcome. Thank you for everything.
Enjoy your retirement. Here, hold it up like this.
Thank you. So we need a motion.
It would be my motion to adopt the resolution, affix the necessary signatures, and send it on its way to passage, and thank Gina for her service to the community over the last 46 years.
Second.
Motion by Carmichael, second by Whitewood. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you, Gina. F2.
F2 is a proclamation from the mayor recognizing Latinx Heritage Month in Berwyn. Whereas in 1988, the U.S. Congress proclaimed September 15th through October 15th as National Hispanic Heritage Month, recognizing the anniversaries of the first Latin American countries to declare their independence, with September 15th as the starting point for the celebration of 5 Latin American countries: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th and September 18th, respectively. And whereas on September 8th, 2020, Mayor Robert J. Lavero and the members of the City Council authorized by resolution the raising of the Mexican flag at City Hall throughout the month in observation of National Hispanic Heritage Month, said flag originally being a gift from Illinois 4th District Congressman Jesus Chuy Garcia. And whereas in that same resolution, the City Council adopted the term Latinx to be used instead of Hispanic or Latino to represent the identities of non-binary, gender nonconforming, and gender expansive people in the city of Berwyn. Latinx also includes the lives of indigenous, Brazilian, and other non-Spanish speaking people in this celebration. And whereas Hispanics and Latinos have played a pivotal role in our city's strength and prosperity, their spirit, energy, entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and leadership are woven into the culture of Berwyn, and with many of our current public officials, administrators, educational, business, and city leaders of Hispanic heritage and descent. And whereas this year we introduce the recognition theme, Latinos, Driving Prosperity, Power, and Progress in America, which pays tribute to the immense economic and political strides Latinos have made in the U.S. And whereas Latinx of every generation represent an array of distinct and vibrant cultures and have made immense contributions to the defense of freedom at home and abroad through courageous service in the United States military, the arts, education, mathematics, science, literature, technology, athletics, and philanthropy in this country and the world. And now therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Robert J. Lavero, and the esteemed members of the Berwyn City Council will promote the activities organized in observation of Latinos driving prosperity, power, and progress in America. Latinos, impulsando la prosperidad, el poder y el progreso en los Estados Unidos, Latinx History Month, entered upon the records of the City of Berwyn this 12th day of September 2023.
Second.
Was there a first?
Yeah. Marge did the
Were
first.
you reading my mind? She was reading my mind. It'd be my motion to adopt the proclamation as shared by Clerk Marge, fix the necessary signatures, and send it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Aaronella. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. G1?
G1 is a communication from the clerk regarding a resolution to release closed session minutes.
I move that we accept Clerk Paul's recommendation to release the closed session minutes.
Second.
Motion by Leha, second by Fate. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. E1?
E1 is a communication from Director Hulsberg.
Oh, I1, sorry. E. Sorry, I1.
I1 is a communication from Alderman Ruiz regarding Public Works competitive bidding threshold increase.
My communication's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know if Director Schiller wanted to add anything to that. Any comments, Bob? If not, I can say mine. So, no comments from Director Schiller. It'd be my motion to approve effective immediately, increasing the competitive bid waiver amount from $10,000 to $30,000.
Second.
Okay. I'm
You
sorry.
can
Motion
say
by-
immediately if I didn't say it.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Pavone. Do we have to do a call to roll on this?
I recommend that we do.
Since it's third, yep. Call to roll.
Before we go further, City Attorney Bertuga advised me that Alderman Lennon, you are still supposed to vote, so we'll include you in the roll call.
Okay.
Lennon,
Aye, or yes?
Roywood,
Aye.
Leisure,
Aye.
Fate,
Aye.
Pabon,
Aye.
Ruiz,
Aye.
Aaronella,
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes.
Motion passed. E2?
I2?
Or I2, why do I keep saying E?
I2 is a communication from Alderman Ruiz regarding the alley cleanup program.
I just want to share a little bit about this. I'm really excited about this initiative that Public Works Committee collaboratively worked on to come forward with the 3 bullet points that you see included in here. This initiative was brought forward by our committee member, 5th Ward Alderman Robert Pabon. I'm really excited about it. I hope that we all, as colleagues, really push forward getting this launched and into the community, the information, the importance of it, but also the excitement of building this partnership with the city and residents and then neighbors to neighbors. I think creating an initiative like this, the alley cleanup program, which Director Schiller has been very generous to fund it in order to launch it, and Clerk Paul has been very generous to create the documents for us, I think is a really great springboard moving forward and creating more initiatives like this. So it'd be my motion for you to approve this alley cleanup program that will be reviewed in 2 years, and hopefully its growth would be substantial, that we can talk about implementations of bigger and better ideas.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Pabon. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed, and I would say this is a great initiative as well. I
Thank you. Can I say
we need-
something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need to celebrate our
Yeah.
successes on this. As we see this rolled out, we can all work together on this as well.
Yeah, sorry about that. I should have said something before that, but I just want to thank all the residents who made this possible early on. This was definitely a community-based project. Alderman Carmichael as well for doing it in the 8th Ward. We really saw that by coming together with residents to tackle the issues that they were facing block by block, to beautify their alleys, that it was really a robust way for us to address, whether it was blight, beautification, rat abatement. There's just so many ways that we can connect with our neighbors around this initiative and take pride in our community. So I just want to thank everybody that was a part of it, the Public Works Committee, the Clerk's Office, and the Public Works Department for coming together. It's a really collaborative effort, and just want to say thank you for everybody accepting it and thinking about how we can grow it in the future.
Thank you. I3,
I3 is a communication from Alderman Fate, the Building, Zoning, and Planning Committee meeting minutes.
I'd like to consider the meeting minutes as informational, but I would also like to send to Committee of the Whole for further discussion amongst all the aldermen, Section 12.52.03, minor variations, next council on the 26th.
Second.
motion by Fate, second by Carmichael. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. J1,
J1 is a communication from City Attorney Bertuca, an authorization to settle workers' compensation cases 17 WC 034605, 17 WC 034606, 20 WC 13292, 20 WC 013293, 20 WC 013294, and 20 WC 020751.
I will concur with City Attorney Bertuca to settle these caption cases. I will read them. 17 WC 034605, 17 WC 034606, 20 WC 013292, 20 WC 013293, 20 WC 013294, and 20 WC 020751 in the amount of $10,000 to close out all the cases.
Second.
motion by Fate, second by Carmichael. Can we do a roll call on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Lennon?
Yes.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes.
Motion carried. J2,
J2 is a communication from City Attorney Bertuca regarding settlement of 20 WC 014667.
Need my motion to concur with City Attorney Bertuca, case 20 WC 014667 in the amount of $31,480.46.
Second.
motion by Fate, second by Carmichael. And we need to call the roll.
Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes.
Motion carried. J3,
J3 is a communication from City Attorney Bertuca regarding settlement of 22 WC 008013.
Need my motion to concur with City Attorney Bertuca, settle case 22 WC 008013 in the amount of $16,733.39 based on City Council authority and executive session.
Second.
motion by Fate, second by Carmichael. Let's get a roll call.
Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8
Motion.
ayes.
Motion carried. J4,
J4 is a communication from Chief Semaglia regarding revenue collections for August 2023.
I move that we accept this communication from Police Chief Michael Semaglia regarding the revenue collections for August 2023 as informational.
Second.
motion by Leha, second by Roywood. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. J5,
J5 is communication from Director Schiller requesting, with a recommendation to approve pay estimate number 2 for the 2023 roadway resurfacing program.
It'd be my motion to concur with Director Schiller on the staff's recommendation, along with Novotny Engineering, to approve pay estimate number 2 for the 2023 roadway resurfacing program to Lindell Brothers, Inc. in the amount of $544,899.80.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, second by Pabon. Call the roll.
Sure. Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes.
Motion carried. Consent agenda.
I motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Roywood, second by Carmichael.
Carmichael.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Aldermanic committee meetings?
Call the chair.
I'm having my third ward quarterly meeting Tuesday, September 19 at 6 p.m. at Heritage Middle School, 6850 31st Street.
Alderman Fate?
Call chair.
Pabon?
So this weekend, Saturday, September 16th, from 11 to 3 p.m. at Bricado Playground, that's around 19th and Kyler, we are doing our native plant giveaway. This was one of the initiatives that was put together by residents through our participatory budgeting program. There'll be free native plants, potted plants for anybody that attends, and we have about 55 species to give away that day for the community. The other thing I wanted to announce, and I'm not competing with you, Alderman Leisure, this was already scheduled back in the day, but on September 19th, I also have a ward meeting, and that's also in the same location area at Head Studio, and it starts at 6 p.m. Call the chair.
Alderman Ruiz?
We have a Public Works Committee meeting on September 26th at 2 p.m. It will be in the City Hall Conference Room. I also want to invite everyone and remind my esteemed colleagues that the Hispanic Heritage Month Parade and Festival is on Sunday, September 24th. The parade kickoff is at 12 p.m., starting at Lincoln Middle School, which will run down 16 and east down to 20, directly down to the Basin Fairway, where the festival will start immediately. So all are welcome. There's a lot of fun activities already scheduled. We'll have a loteria table hosted by Livio Medical Center. We have a DJ. We have graphic characters, and the list goes on and on. And thanks to all our wonderful sponsors. And lastly, I just want to share with everyone that I created a partnership. As you know, I have a degree in urban planning at the University of Illinois Chicago, and I created a partnership with one of my professors who runs the urban planning program. And right now, Dave Holzberg and myself presented at the Masters of City Studio, and we talked about Cermak Road specifically. I toured with the students and the professors last weekend and gave them a tour of Cermak Road, gave them a little bit of history, the long Czech history, the more recent explosion of Hispanic demographic here. And the plan is for them to come up with some creative scheme on how we can better use Cermak Road for the businesses, but mainly for residents, right? How can we engage them to participate and spend money in their own community? So I'm excited about that. It's a two-step process. This year is more about just researching and finding out about Berwyn as a community and Cermak Road as a commercial district. And next year there will be some community engagement opportunities for all to be involved. So I just wanted to share that collaboration is launched, and I'm very excited about it and looking forward to the results of it.
Great. Alderman Ruiz, you might want to see if you can get, and I could probably send it to you, that historic building survey we did maybe 16, 17 years ago, and then send that to him as well. Great. Alderman Arnell?
Call the chair.
Alderman Carmichael?
Call the chair, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Want to take like a picture here? We can try to get one here situation. Maybe we can do. I'll be there.
You got it. You're not surprised.
What's up?
Long time no see, how are you?
I'm gonna go check it right now. I've been told it's in disarray.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Who are leaking to work, and he's telling me I have to take pictures of it when it's dripping. Try, come on.
Now, we'll get you. Let's see.